We're back. All right, guys, welcome back. Feats, what number was that? I can't even remember.
17.
17.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, talk about being in the game for a long time. 17th Feats of Strength. I've probably attended, I think, like 8 of those, which is kind of crazy. So welcome back, guys. We're going to do a recap on Feats of Strength 17. Got Tyler back. And most of his voice back.
Most of my voice, yeah. Sounds a little gravelly, but better than raspy. I have been coaching off of a whiteboard the last 2 days.
Yes, so. I loved it with a little sticker. You said I lost my
voice. Yeah, little name tag.
You had a long day. I mean, that was early morning of coaching and
I was at the Rock Club all of that morning for USAC rope qualifying event for some of my team kids, which like always tests the voice a little bit, just because it's so much talking and like cheering people on the wall and yelling, and then like darted back to Valhalla to come MC. And as soon as we started the first boulder, like literally the first climber on the first boulder, my voice just like blew out really quickly. And it's like, now that we have good audio on the mic for all of the live stream, I'm like, oh, wrong time.
We finally figured out the audio, though.
Figured
it out. That was the enhancement of this live stream. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I tried to bring something new and add something new to each live stream. And really, audio has been kind of the bane of this whole live stream existence. And we finally figured it out. And Tyler gets to display his. And I love Mary. Mary had a great clip on Insta of Tyler. It was just an audio clip of Tyler completely losing his voice. Yeah. It was like Women's 3 or something. He was screaming for it. It was hysterical. But yeah,
that was so good.
Yeah, and I mean, even after losing your voice was shot at the finals. You still stepped up and decided to do interviews with the athletes, and a lot of people missed that at the end of the live stream. Yeah. Because of the big delay in the last second decision that we all actually decided to do athletes interviews. And I think they were wonderful. So you guys should definitely check those out. So go to the live stream and you can actually check in the different chapters. It's the last one. So you don't have to wait. I think it was like 20 minutes between the end of finals and then starting those interviews.
Everybody's got to watch my favorite was the interview with Bryce. And if you watch it, you'll understand why. There's a secret Easter egg of what he has going on. It's the best.
Easter egg or pizza egg, whatever you want to call it.
Pizza egg. So funny.
Yeah, no, it was. I think each interview had its own, nice little touch to it, and it was really cool to do that. And I think that's something we're going to continue to do moving forward. That was a lot of fun. Except this time we'll do it right after the finals, not 20 minutes later. And we didn't get all the athletes as well, which was kind of a bummer, but it is what it is.
And maybe we could even get a setter in on this one. I doubt it, but setters are shy. But we'll give it a go.
We can get PJ in there. We can get PJ. He'll talk. We can always get PJ. That actually would have been. Our favorite setter in the whole wide world, Sonny.
Of course.
Would love to talk about everything, so we can always get Sonny on if we need to.
Yeah, and we'll see.
I was talking to Sonny about men's 4 and what the intended beta is. We'll get to that in a little bit. Yeah. And it was so funny because he was like, I don't know, but something weird. I was like, Sonny, come on, man, you were the center. Oh, it was really funny. He's like, but he said he only set he was actually setting the women's climb. So I'll let him off hook on that one.
Yeah, I can give the rundown of what setters set which boulder.
Okay.
But they were all great. So Yeah, should we run? Should we take it back? Should we talk about the qualifier round?
Yes, we'll talk about the qualifying round. It was really the best set feats from start to finish. Like, I mean, I've been doing this for a while, and I wish, oh my God, I wish I was really, 100%, because they set some real interesting boulders. And, from an advanced category, which is what I was in, you really had to be climbing strong. I mean, right out the gate, if you're not in the 30s, which is, essentially, I think V6 plus right out the gate, like it's straight up. Like, you're not topping. I had a lot of climbs that I was moving through, but just not getting the tops on. Had a lot of fun though. I mean, the climbs are so interested. A lot of people got sucked into projects when they shouldn't have gotten sucked into projects, because the climbs are just so interesting and so fun. They were set so well. When it came from an actual open climbers qualifying, like those climbs were set really well. There's a slab upstairs that was just, I don't know, like what was happening with that slab. The slab was insane. Seen a lot of climbers struggling on that one. I felt like, I don't know what number it was, but it was the big dino. It was the red one. I think is an ice pond. Is that? I think that's the wall.
Red dino on the short wall, or the one right next to it?
The one next to it. Yeah.
Do you mean the pink with like that swing over?
No. So it's a red climb. So you basically like kind of like.
Oh yes, yeah. We call that wall the vert.
Vert.
Okay, so it's like the short wall, the ice bomb wall, the vert, and then like the low wall.
And then the low, right. Yeah, the one next to low. And so it was just this, that I felt like that climb was the climb that everyone was just trying to get. I mean, it was just a line, and it was kind of a shame though, because for section one climbers had to kind of deal with that traffic jam between, that, because there was actually that, I think 20, whatever it was, 24 or whatever it was a white climb that came across, and they both kind of converged in that one spot, and it was a big traffic jam in section one. Section two, it wasn't as bad though, because there weren't super strong climbers that are just going through and trying that big sketch move. But
those kind of traffic jams are like, as much as people plan to avoid them, in a gym built in 2005, there's just only so much that we can do to avoid it. So if there was one and it stood out, that means that there weren't a lot more.
Right. I mean, that was the only spot I think there was any kind of traffic jam. And like I said, it was only for section one because of that climb. And it was also, I think there was like 30 something, was the pink swinging.
Yeah, that like Lachey, that was like to the left of that red one you're talking about, right?
Like there was a lot of like really dynamic, if two climbers went, it would have been like an awful thing. So, but the best part was people were very, considerate of other climbers, and a lot of people were managing traffic and trying to make sure that no one got hurt, and no one did, which is awesome. But great climbs. I climbed okay. I mean, I climbed without the brace, which was good. So the little compression, and felt great. Xavier actually came back from his first comp. Unfortunately, he was doing college tours, so he literally was sprinting back to get back for that. And he actually only had like an hour climbing left, but he had a blast. He hopped on and crushed some climbs and just basically helped out with the live stream at the end. Which was really cool. Awesome. And actually, which was great. We had our first 3 camera live stream for Feats. We had to do it, because the concern around the cave, the start of the cave. It actually wound up coming in handy for a women's one as well, because of the weird angle on that and moving around. But that was really exciting. Really exciting times. But I tried to do a kind of mock comp kind of walkthrough. Didn't work out the way it is. So I think I need it's just me and you. We got to work that out together. And work that out for people eventually, soon, one day. All right. So I know everyone's waiting for it. Should we just get right into it?
Yeah, I mean, my one thing about the like just before we get to the finals is I got the chance to forerun a lot of the boulders throughout the week, so I got to help with be a set of helping hands for some of the finals boulders, for some of the qualifying round boulders, some of the open stuff, advanced stuff, like all over the place. And I agree that I think this was like one of the highest quality sets that we've ever had. 17 years in, I'm glad that we're still improving. There's a lot of things that run that long it's possible for their quality to slip over time. And I feel like something that we do really well is we just get better every year, in whatever way. So I'm really happy with how everything turned out. And I thought that the climbs were incredible. That pink lache, like that jump across on the, just shout out to Brett, at Brett Sets on Instagram. He threw that one down, and dude, I mean, that thing ended up getting tweaked to try to like encourage some other movement, but like the original iteration that he put up like worked perfectly and was really cool. And then we changed it to be slightly different, and it was still really cool that way. And I just thought that the quality of the setting all day was so high level. Our setting team absolutely crushed it. We had Sebi, who's the head setter at Harlem. He came through and he was helping a ton. Dan Yagman from Decoy came and helped set some of the finals. We had Chris Fenegali, who's a setter at, I believe, Gowanus. He came through and he was absolutely incredible to work with. And then Sonny, Geel, Dale, the usual suspects, PJ as well, but they all just did such an incredible job, and it was really cool to be a part of it and be helpful in whatever way I could. The way they use me is if I have an easy time on the steep stuff, that means it's probably on grade. And if I can't start the slabby stuff, it's probably also on grade. So I'm a good benchmark of the different, if I do it and Sonny doesn't, we're good. Sonny doesn't. But if we both do it, too easy.
Too easy. There it is. That's it. You got that happy balance. Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, finals was incredible. Yeah, we had that a two-way tie for sixth between Daniel Coleman and Colin Squire. The last year, I think we had that on the women's side where we had 7 in women's.
I don't remember someone starting ever on their own though, but maybe I just like.
I vaguely remember. We can go back and check the stream. But as I was talking to the athletes before the round, they said that they should have just taken the seventh woman. I thought that was kind of brilliant. Like, if we're already going to increase the runtime by having a 7th person, we might as well invite the 7th. That's something that like I'm bringing up as feedback in the next meeting. Like, I think that should just be a general policy: is if we're going to make 7, let's just make 7.
You're going to take the 4 minutes up anyway, right?
Yeah. And usually, I mean, the person who qualified in 7th had every shot of being in finals and has just as much of a chance of getting on the podium, So, I think that's just a good general next step. But other than that, like, all of our finalists were so insanely strong. They were all like, the one thing that I did notice and kind of appreciate and take a little bit of pride in is they all were tired. Like, Valhalla is still a physical bouldering competition.
Yes.
Like, as much as we have technical stuff, like, you can't go there and just have tired calves from standing on volumes. Like, your body is going to be tired because we want it to be, and then we're going to throw an even more physical finals round at you. So it was cool seeing everybody just kind of like be human for a minute, And
it's interesting, like, because I was thinking about like how, I mean, I felt really good through the citizen round, but qualifying rounds, and even though I wasn't getting those tops, I realized that Valhalla walls are not as tall as some of the other walls, right? And just thinking back to, oh my God, Philly. I'm completely
Callow Hill.
With Callow Hill, but what's the name of the actual Tough Love?
Tough Love.
I'm like, thinking back to Tough Love, and I was just, I was just gassing out. We're talking probably another, even though it's not much more, but another 5-6 feet of wall. Around the house consistently, right? So everything is tall, right? We don't have the short, but in Valhalla, it's like, all right, well, we don't have as much height to work with, so now you're gonna really work.
Every move packs a punch, right? It's a question of density. Like,
you're gonna have like 39. That orange 2 moves, maybe, like, it was definitely on the baby wall, and it's just like, oh my God. I mean, I fell in love with that climb, and like, that was one of those climbs that if it wasn't for so much traffic, I definitely would have gotten stuck projecting that one. It's just one of those. And I think actually Rob Daddy Dama got
Daddy Dama
got sucked into that one, but he actually ended up third, so he probably had a good card going into that one, and he wanted to get that climb on there. But it was a lot of really good stuff out there. It was really exciting. And then, so back to finals. The sketchiest, most epic beta break / top out
Oh yeah.
in the history of feats, and probably, as far as I can remember, competition climbing, at least from a local standpoint. I think the thing that made that top so crazy really lends to the fact that, that Valhalla is the only gym that I know that actually has a top out for the finals climb.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single, and I've been to quite a few competitions, and there's some gyms that have top outs, but it's typically like an island or whatever, and they don't set a finals climb.
Yeah.
Wait, let me think. No, Vital did have one on their men's whatever.
Vital did, yeah.
They did, but Minnesota was one, once again, that was Adam Starr that went on top of that. But I think that top out at the end and for both male and female, it's just such a wonderful thing to see them up there and wave down to the crowd.
It's so incredible.
Yeah, so incredible. And then to see, and then going back, and I was talking to you during the interviews, and I was like, "What? That was the sketchiest. Why would they set that?" Isaac made that look like that was the intended beta. He did that so well.
Not even close.
I broke the beta. I didn't realize that's just a crazy beta break. It was insane.
Yeah. It's a moment like that in finals, what almost sucks about it is that it overshadows all of the other incredible moments, like Austin topping number 3 on that orange. That would have been the highlight of the night, or Sabrina Levine topping out women's 4 and that being the highlight of the night. But Isaac in overtime, rotating through, facing the crowd, kicking feet up, as much of a show as it can possibly be. And none of that happens without the crowd screaming their absolute heads off. And we have top out walls and we have really good setting and we had awesome decoy holds, but none of that gets 3.5 million plays on Instagram if the crowd isn't losing their absolute minds, And
that's what it was, though, right? You have the best MC in the game, right?
When his voice works.
And then, but through every single climb, there was just an incredible, amazing moment, and it just built up to that epic moment. We had lots of tops on the final attempt, right? Austin's on 3. Final just awesome. I remember when Zoe Chi finally got that dyno on, was it women's 2? The crowd,
the red,
the pink one, to kind of jump and compress.
Oh yes, yeah.
And then she got the one red as well, right?
That was crazy the way that they caught that. It was meant to be push and this is insane. They should not have been able to do that, and they're too strong.
Yeah, it was just so many moments of just amazing feats of strength, right? The climbers put in work, and that just built up to that one moment, and then that was it. The energy was just exploded on that. It was like one of those, but the crowd was so hyped that I couldn't even find the right camera angle because everyone was just going nuts. I'm trying to I got 3 cameras and trying to find the right angle where there's not someone going nuts in front of it. It was but for the live stream, that was just such
we got to get you a portaledge next year.
Yeah, right, exactly. Just get up there and just hang out from on top or something. Emmett would love that, by the way. If you go from a portaledge, he would love it.
Yeah. Yes, Isaac Leff has been insanely strong for as long as anybody has known him. And he was out for a little while with injuries, and for him to come back, and he won Callow Hill as well, right?
Did he win Callow Hill?
I know he was on the podium, right?
No, he did.
Yeah, he won. Yeah, it's 2 in a row for him with our Cliff's Legacy Cup. And that dude is such a monster, and what an unbelievable. It's instinct for climbing. I don't think he read it that way. I think that he got there and just instinct took over, and he was there and made it work. And I think people would have had he not stuck the toe hook, people would have lost their minds. It was such an incredible moment. As was the whole finals. Shout out to Dale for setting that white boulder. If I can go behind the scenes, his process for that was trying to set a simulator for the boulder a second before awakening in the gunks. which is like one of his favorite boulders of all time and one of the most beautiful. I want to say Andy Salo FA. You can find it online, A Second Before Awakening. I think it was in one of the Real Rocks or Dosages. It's such an incredible boulder, and so they set with that as the intention. And then just like every time they were forerunning it and tweaking, they just made it a little harder and a little harder, a little harder until it was that monster that we saw. And like nobody should be able to climb that thing. You know what I mean? It's so heinous, and they're all so tired. And it's the fourth boulder. I mean, who was it? Not TJ Marks, I think.
Okay.
Like you could see him on every try, like shaking on the wall, like. There's no reason for these finalists to be like shaking. It's just we have that physical of a qualifier round. Our boulders are that tiring. Like by the time you're on your fourth boulder, you're like trying to stay awake, you know?
Right. Yeah. No, they were working. They were working. Yeah. And I actually after the finals got a really close look at I guess it was the crux move. Well, crux one. And I realized they put a blocker in because I'm like,
in that slot.
You got to hardly catch. Yeah. And so it's basically to force a really, perfect hit on that, and then also block the piano match, which Isaac did try and said, well, this isn't working. And then he just went backwards and was like, okay, well, we're gonna go with this and see where this goes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. There was a lot of just strong boulders, a lot of strong climbers. I mean, I think Squire, he on men's 2.
Yeah, that yellow. That's the one that I wanted to talk about because I thought that it was almost every climber had a different beta on it.
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
This was insane. Like even as a tall climber, to be able to reach that and just stop that and he static that.
Crazy.
Like it was nothing. It was like, all right, this works. Again.
Like people did it dynamic, people did it static, toe hooks, jumping, like change the whole
and stop, and people did boy cross.
I think that's I want to say Gilles set that one, and the idea was to try to force that paddle, but I think that's a sign of like great route setting is when all of the competitors, these high level climbers who know how to read the climb, identify something different that only works for them. And the difficulty maintains the same regardless of what beta you actually use. I mean, that's like incredible setting. And if I can real quick just like hammer through, I think I remember who set every boulder. I know Gilles was yellow, which is men's 2. Sebi was orange, which is men's 3. Blue women's 4 was Sunny. And that first dyno move, that is like the smoothest dyno in the gym. Did you get to try that one yet?
No, I haven't got to try that one.
You got it. It's just like such a satisfying movement. I want to say that pink women's 3 in that corner. Was that 2 or 3?
It was 2.
It was 2. Yeah. Women's 2 was I think that was PJ. White men's 4 was Dale. Red women's 3 I think was Brett. Dude, Brett would like Brett is one of the newer setters, and he is just consistently pumping out these incredible moves. And
he's really like he just came out of nowhere, and I'm like, and he's beating me up.
He's 21 and just like so young and strong and good at setting. I hate him. But and then black men's 1, that was Chris Venegali. I'm missing one. Oh, green on the mushroom, that was Dan Yagman.
Yes.
So incredible squad and cool boulders, and I think one of our best finals rounds ever in terms of like the variety of movement, the like difficulty across the board, the way it challenged the climbers in different skill sets. It's feats of strength. Like obviously we're gonna have powerful boulders, but like that men's 1, that black was like technical and demanding and like balancy, and people had different betas, but it was awesome to see everybody like implement some balance and power and
uncomfortable. They got really uncomfortable.
And I liked the fact that none of the boulders really seemed like a gimme. I would prefer a round with like 2 tops in each category rather than like it coming down to attempts, which it still did come down to attempts, but it was attempts to zone.
Right.
And then
well, I mean, was
Isaac,
that because it was Isaac and Austin were kind of going back and forth. I don't know where they were because they topped all 3 of the first 3, but different.
I don't think did Isaac top orange?
I think we can go back to it. I think he did.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll check the tape. But I know that Austin was in first until Isaac sent.
Yeah. And that was and that's what you want, right? You don't want someone to just run away with it.
Right.
But and you also don't want no tops. And I really would have liked to see more tops, but ultimately it's good. It really was so exciting. Like I said, it was the most exciting I'm going to say feast, but competition I've been to in a minute. Like really, the crowd was with it.
It was I mean, I'd like if I can just gush about Valhalla for a second. I mean, we were built in 2005. This is our 17th iteration, and we have no business pulling the type of like the giant names that we have coming through, the like electricity of the crowd, like all packed into that one little space, and how loud everybody gets and how hard all the climbers try, and like it's a really cool moment for me. Like I said, that video of Isaac has like 3.5 million plays on Instagram and like 60,000 votes on Reddit. And was it Ryan Garafa who posted it?
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to Ryan for posting that, because I've been climbing at Valhalla since 2009. I've been working there since 2012. And like my feeling of what Valhalla is like that incredible moment of like this pro climber who's from the area showing up to this old gym that still has concrete walls and putting on this incredible show, and the whole community being behind him and losing their minds, and like for the world to get to see that is like a special thing for me. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, me too. I was really excited to see just how insane, and like looking at the live stream, which unfortunately got blocked by, I'm going to call him Mr. Bubble Jacket. Mr. Bubbles, but that moment on the live stream, I was from a YouTube perspective, if you have like 15% retention at any point of people viewing something that long, but people went back to that moment of Isaac's top. I think it was like 43% retention. Like people just kept coming back and watching it over and over again, which is just insane. Yeah, it was incredible. It was an incredible moment.
And one of our staff members, TJ, he said something. He was in the lobby because he was like running the desk, so he couldn't actually watch it live. But he was watching the live stream on his TV. Yeah. And what he said was really cool. He said like he knew that he topped based on like the deafening roar, but he was like, it didn't matter that I didn't get to like that I knew that he already topped, because I never would have guessed how he did it.
Right.
It was
that was, I mean, the top is a top, but that top was insane. And that's what it was. I mean, plus time, right? He's in plus time, right?
Yeah.
And just give me some hype, hops on, and then just clutches. And then it was like, all right, and that moment you can see him looking. He's just like, and everyone's looking. It's like, what are you thinking right now? And he gives it the little swing. We're like, no. And he throws it.
I was like, oh man, that's gonna ruin the attempt. And then his foot got high enough, and I was like, no, what happened?
Yeah. And then Austin actually tried to post whatever, and he did the exact move.
He did it as well, yeah.
Yeah, which was just kind of crazy to see that just goes. But in the moment, coming and pulling that off was just really, really kind of insane. Yeah.
We could gush about that moment for hours.
I'm trying to think about just all of the other climbers that did amazing things, like Austin on 3.
Austin on 3. Bryce obviously crushing as always. Like Bryce has such like an effortless style to watch. Like it never looks like he's trying. Like when he falls, it almost looks like he was just like confused and let go, even though he felt. It's he's always so much fun to watch. Like I had never seen Daniel Coleman, TJ, or Gavin Euchers climb before. It was awesome watching all of them. Was Gavin in Tough Love finals?
You know, it's funny because I'm not even going to say
Yeah.
where I've
Yeah.
because I unfortunately go to all of these competitions.
Yeah. It's too much
So like,
for
I
you.
know I've seen Autumn before, but I don't remember from where. Like
Yeah.
it was probably, I think it was Dark Horse. It's somewhere in Dark Horse, but yeah, like I've seen them all climb, and they are all just super chill and just super strong, really.
Yeah.
And it must be hard because I know. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I know that the setters, they they monitor and they kind of tweak and they know the climbers. You know, when someone like an Adam Shahar or Isaac Klefs,
Right.
You know what to kind of do. But then when you have all of these, I mean, there was a powerhouse of skill across the board on both sides.
Yeah. If you look at the people that didn't qualify in Open, a whole nother finals.
Yeah.
Sam Gardner, Jeff Tan, Josh Platko.
Yeah.
Like
it's like we can keep going. Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was insane to see how much talent really showed up for that.
Yeah.
And you know.
Yeah, it was a funny, like, consistent conversation as we were tweaking the finals boulders. It was like, okay, is Josh going to be able to reach this? Like, we were, I mean, that kid is so unstoppable, and like, just so everybody knows, him not making finals is a fluke. He's too good. And it
was funny because every time I asked Josh, "How's it going?" He's like, "Yeah, there's really reachy moves," and I'm like, "You love that stuff."
Yeah.
like every time I ask, "How's it going?" Really big moves. It's really reachy. And then there he goes, flying to the big reach and just making it happen. And he's, he's short.
And
it's
things feel reachy when they're powerful.
Right.
Like when I'm sure that they are not further apart than at other comps, but like when you have concrete walls and greasy holds, like everything feels further apart. And actually something that we talked about internally for like probably for next year is giving people the option to submit their wingspans, like their wingspan measurements, especially for like the Open finalists, like if we're going to have 14-year-olds making finals every year, like there's a big variability in height. And I think it's important to consider when setting, and if they can kind of take what USAC does, which is get like height and wingspan data from coaches. It's important, and just creating like equitable movement. Is it fair to us as tall people? Absolutely not. But
I keep telling Sonny, I'm like, you're going to keep setting these things within my 6'4" wingspan.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep breaking the beta. And he's like, he's like,
I mean, there's nothing they can do. But I will say, for every one boulder I break, there's 5 that I can't fit into.
It's a small box, And
justice for
revenge. Yeah.
What'd you say?
I call it Brett's revenge because he understands that. Brett definitely understands the small box, and he will like put you in a small box that's super powerful, and you can't move out of it. Brett had something to do with this.
He is a monster. He's the man. But I think I couldn't be happier with how finals went. My only sad part is I wasn't able to be there for the whole day because I love just being part of the energy and being able to see my team kids try hard. Shout out to my team kid Goldie Krause, who competed at the Rock Club at the rope QE, then came and she got 3rd in women's advanced with only 2 hours to compete. So she's a monster.
She's a monster. No surprise.
All of my team kids, like, a few of them did that double down, but like all of them tried really hard. I'm always proud of my team kids. I won't get on my soapbox about it, but like it's really cool having like the team is such a big part of Valhalla, and having them show up and compete. Like a lot of them skipped the USA climbing comp to compete at Feats, which is
a testament to
I think some of them are going to be frustrated later in the season when it shows up on results, but
it was worth it. It's always worth it.
I think so, to be able to show up and represent. 100%. Any other thoughts, impressions of the day?
Just wanted to really just say thank you to you for sacrificing the voice. I mean, that's one of my thoughts is, not only did you like MC, full day and then MC'd, lost your voice, still managed to squeak something out, and then you even hung around, at the end to do the interviews. That was really like big shout out.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No, I love doing those interviews, by the way. Like,
Yeah, I
was,
mean, I think that it works well, and like I said, we got to tighten up the schedule a little bit on that, and we'll make that one happen. And it definitely is going to happen at Gotham. I believe that's next for
LIC.
movement and
Yeah,
LIC.
March 23rd. The youth comp is March 22nd. I want to plug the youth comps too. Also, Friday night we had our youth comp, and so many kids showed up and tried hard. It was super fun. But the movement at Long Island City, movement LIC youth comp, on March 22nd. That's a Friday if you're 13 and under, and then their citizens comp is Saturday the 23rd.
All right.
Everybody needs to show up.
Right, and they're all listed underneath. So we don't actually have the youth comps on Climbing Noise. I can add that. We'll add the Climbing Noise, so we'll get those youth comps on it. I didn't even know they just like kind of snuck under the radar. And because you guys don't promote the youth comps, you need to promote those more.
We do a little bit, but luckily, with the exception of ours, like they're not on the same weekends as the USA Climbing comps, so they fill up with all the USAC kids who are sad that it's rope season and want to boulder again. I'll get you those links so that they can go on Climbing Noise.
You know where they are. I found them. They're actually, so it's the same registration. If you were to go to the link for the regular comp, so in this case Gotham Citizens, click on that registration link, and actually will take you to the main page where you can actually choose either youth or adult. I guess how we would call it. Right, so they're both there, but I'll actually make sure to make a note that there is a separate youth comp as well. So you guys can definitely get on that. But I think my next competition is the 4th stop of Dark Horse.
Nice.
I don't know what the dates are on that. You guys know where to check for that. And also, because people keep asking me, are you live streaming? Are you live streaming? If you're subscribed, you would know. Number one, right? Subscribe, get those notifications. But you can actually see right now, I have essentially the entire schedule for our live stream.
I saw that. That was awesome.
Yeah, so I just threw that up, and I'm actually missing one that we just got confirmation on. We are going to be doing Method Underground, so feeding that one into there as well. And for those gyms that are interested in us live streaming, now you know what the schedule is. Now you know where it can fit in. And if there might be a conflict, we may be able to send out another crew to you guys as well. So just let us know. We'll make that happen. So
everybody show up to, what is it, Dark Horse next, and then probably LIC.
Dark Horse, LIC, and then I think it's a lot. Dark Horse,
Rock
LIC,
Club.
Rock Club, and
the
then
30th.
Sleeping Giant. No, Sleeping Giant's the last.
Harlem Showdown. Harlem. Which equally incredible. Like everybody should show up to LA. We just put on such good comps. I don't know.
Big shout out to DJ Amir. Like you don't understand how important an amazing DJ is. To really helping support that vibe, and Amir just knows how to do it. I mean, he really lays into.
He and I have this crazy chemistry. Like we can kind of read each other. Like I know when his drop is coming, and I'm quiet, and he knows when I'm like about to start screaming, and he we've got this like crazy flow. Come. Definitely, I hope he's gonna be at LIC.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be at LIC and at Harlem.
So will I. So
yeah. Oh, that's right. You got this special request because everyone's recognizing that he's the best MC in the game. So LIC has asked Tyler to MC that as well. So we can.
I'm gonna do my vocal warm ups this time. So.
Won't lose his voice on the first climber in the first climb.
Or I might. I don't know. I'm not going to promise.
Either way, you still muscled through it. Made for a really entertaining. And I'm glad we finally got the audio worked out. That was oh, thank God.
Huge.
Because that was a big deal to get that worked out. So
awesome. And thank you for coming and showing the world our competition. Killed it as usual.
The whole goal is to really get local competitions the exposure that they deserve. Right. And that's really what I'm looking to do. And then so for those of you who don't know, we don't charge for our live streams. We actually don't charge to do our live streams. Most people don't know that. And then ultimately what we do is we monetize the content eventually through social media. Right. So the goal is not to charge gyms. Because we know gyms don't have the budget. We want them to really spend that money on the climbers. And then so your subscriptions and all likes and all that and shares helps us to keep doing what we're doing and improving. So throwing that out there. Doesn't take much to click that subscribe button if you are
Please.
enjoying. Helps us out, and we keep doing what we're doing. All right. So I think we've taken up enough of everyone's time. Thank you, Tyler. Again, rest that voice, and we will see you at the next one.
Yeah, Long Island City for me. So
yeah,
enjoy Dark Horse and catch you on the next one.
We'll do, man. Take care, bro.
Bye.
Bye.